Okay, listen closely. This isn't your average explainer. Normally, I'm breaking down complex market mechanics for a broad audience, but today is entirely different. Today, I'm speaking directly to you, the heir apparent. Think of me as your investment banker mentor, and this session right here as your top secret briefing. We're translating a massively complex civilizational operating system called the Lagos Framework into, well, basically your own personal graphic novel. Think of this as your manga-style ascension plan. I'm going to walk you through the ultimate arsenal I've built for you, my daughter, to absolutely conquer the future.
Here's the table of contents for your hero's journey. First, your epic origin story. Second, the 3 engines of power. Third, the unbreakable hero code. Fourth, the African training crucible. And finally, your ultimate path forward. Let's get right into it.
Phase 1, your epic origin story.
Look, every great comic book hero needs a solid origin story, right? And yours starts by recognizing the exact enemy we're up against. You aren't just inheriting a standard bank account or some dusty family business. No, you are stepping onto the battlefield of a generational war for the future of how value is built and preserved. In the financial world you're entering, the reigning supervillain is quarterly capitalism. It's an absolute parasite calibrated to extract and destroy. It's obsessed with short-term yield, pumping up leverage, and terminal exits that basically leave entire communities hollowed out. It is temporary by design. But we've built a countermeasure, our hero, the Lagos Framework. It's a vibranium shield of systemic durability and permanence. Instead of buying a company, gutting it, and selling it for parts 5 years later to make a quick buck, our system builds compounding capacity. That means we build real, tangible infrastructure, think digital payment rails or essential supply chains, that people will actually use to thrive for a century. Now, don't think of this as just an investment fund. It's an indestructible, programmable weapon designed for civilizational survival. Honestly, it's an operating system, kind of like the software running your phone or Tony Stark's Iron Man suit, but built entirely for capital and governance. It's designed to outlast the ideological cycles and political noise that's going to erode everything else around it. And the absolute best part? It is fully programmable. As you grow into your power, you'll be the one at the console steering this machinery to create massive, positive outcomes for the real world. And here is your exact stake in this empire. It's held in trust until your training arc is complete, making you the undeniable protagonist of this legacy. You hold a locked 25% of the founding equity. This isn't theoretical, kiddo. This is your undeniable, hard-coded ownership in the permanent treasury. I, the founder, hold 50%. Your mother acts as the bridge generation with 25%, and you hold that final quarter. You are the designated successor, the heir.
Phase 2, 3 engines of power.
So you need tools to fight the villain of extraction, right? Well, the framework gives you 3 distinct co-equal engines to create permanent value. Think of these as your ultimate unlockable superpowers. Engine 1 is succession. Imagine an aging, asset-heavy family conglomerate in Southeast Asia or Africa. It's falling apart because they have no heir. You swoop in, fix their digital infrastructure, clean up their governance, save their employees' livelihoods, and rescue the entire company. Engine 2 is incubation. This is your pure creator power. You're building brand new compounding ventures entirely from scratch, using our elite, pressure-forged talent to solve massive real-world problems. Then there's Engine 3, consulting, or what I like to call knowledge midwifery. Basically, telepathy. You find an elder domain expert, extract their decades of unwritten genius-level knowledge, and compile it into a brand new business that scales their expertise to the world.
Now, the beautiful thing is, no matter which of those 3 powers you use, you always extract the exact same permanent rewards to fuel our treasury. Whenever you deploy Engine 1, 2, or 3, your loot drop is identical. First, you claim a permanent minority equity stake that we absolutely never sell. Second, you take 1 governance seat on their board to ensure they stay strictly aligned with our hero code. And third, you get infrastructure integration rights. This integrates them directly into our digital and physical rails, which deepens their dependency on you, ensures the business actually survives, and massively grows our treasury. It's a perfect, never-ending loop.
Phase 3, the unbreakable hero code.
Obviously, immense power requires an ironclad code of conduct. We need this to prevent you from, well, becoming the villain yourself. These are the absolute laws of magic that govern your powers and protect the very soul of our institution, and they are strictly hierarchical. Law 0, protecting civilization's survival beats making a financial profit. Every single time. Law 1 says you must always expand human dignity. That means we invest in tools that make everyday people superpowered. We do not back technology that just renders humans obsolete. Law 2 is your absolute polymorphic autonomy. That's a fancy way of saying trust no single sovereign. Never allow yourself to become dependent on just one government or currency. Law 3 tells you to aggressively compound that permanent treasury so our defenses stay strong. And Law 4 is your geographic compass. Nigeria first, Africa second, and the rest of the world third. But what if you spot a massive multiverse-level opportunity off-world, say an incredible AI infrastructure deal in Silicon Valley? Well, you have to execute this strict 4-step global exception protocol. To break Law 4 and leave Africa, Step 1, you must project massive 3x to 10x returns. Step 2, you must legally commit up to 65% of those profits right back into the African ecosystem, building schools, power grids, you name it. Step 3, you've got a sunset clause, meaning you must bring that yield home within 7 years. And Step 4, you need a supermajority vote from the shareholder council to even authorize it. So yes, you can leave the home turf, but the loot must come back to base to empower our people.
Phase 4, the African Training Crucible. Look, you simply cannot inherit this level of power without earning the capacity to hold it. We do not train our heroes in the comfortable, low-entropy illusion of the developed world. Out west, the absolute obsession with eliminating risk just breeds institutional rot and operator weakness. If things go slightly wrong, they panic. Instead, your danger room is the high-entropy forge of Africa. Places like Lagos and Nairobi. They offer intense systemic pressure, regulatory ambiguity, and real chaos. Training in that crucible breeds elite improvisation. You'll learn to build and thrive right in the middle of a storm, which is going to make you completely untouchable by standard Western finance operators. And this brilliantly illustrates your ultimate defensive shield. We call it the stateless shield. It's a decentralized, legally polymorphic balance sheet distributed globally. Think of it like Piccolo regenerating or a lizard dropping its tail. If a corrupt state tries to attack or seize our assets, your shield activates. We have amputable trust nodes. If one node takes a hit, you just sever it, and the rest of the organism survives perfectly. Plus, we practice asymmetric neutrality. Because we provide the vital payment and data rails that their everyday economies rely on, attacking you becomes an act of massive economic self-harm for the host state. They literally can't afford to touch you. Phase 5, your ultimate path forward. You left Lagos to build the arsenal. You came back to deploy it. That is the core philosophy right there. I built this massive weapon, but you, my dear, are the one absolutely destined to wield it.
So here's your exact step-by-step masterclass timeline for the next 2 decades. This is your leveling up arc, taking you from a student to the absolute ruler of this operating system. Right now, age 18 to 22, you're in the formation phase, undergrad, co-ops. By 22, you level up to apprentice operator, grabbing a UK master's and supporting your first real deal. At 26, you hit deputy principal. You're essentially a shadow CEO, closing your own independent deals. By 30, you become the principal designate as I hand over operations. And at 35 plus, full principal, complete, unquestioned assumption of power.
Your physical journey kicks off right after graduation with these gap year missions. It's a 4-part global tour to internalize the framework and meet your key allies. Q1 2025, you immerse yourself in Lagos. Q2, you hit Nairobi to map out East African targets. Q3, you're off to Singapore and Dubai to study the architecture of patient capital. And Q4 2026, you return to Lagos to write your own institutional thesis. This isn't a vacation, it's your superhero training montage. Even your university internships are engineered undercover deployments. Think of them like covert ops to gather intelligence. Mission 1 is infiltrating U.S. fintech to gain absolute fluency in Western capital markets. Mission 2 embeds you in Singapore or Dubai to master where sovereign wealth intersects with our goals. And Mission 3 sends you to India or Japan. Why? To analyze ancient Asian family business successions. You're going to learn the ultimate secrets of how empires survive across centuries so you can supercharge your own Engine 1's superpower. 50. 50 is the exact number of critical global relationships you must actively inherit and master by the time you reach deputy principal. The treasury compounds automatically, sure, but our network does not. I'm going to introduce you to these 50 operators, regulators, and partners, not just as my daughter, but as my successor. You have to cultivate them, make them your absolute allies. But listen, if the system ever gets corrupted by greed, you have one final critical duty: the emergency failure protocol.
This is our ultimate self-destruct mechanism, just like blowing up the helicopter so the bad guys can't use it. Step 1. An internal audit convenes in 30 days. Step 2. The council has a chance to publicly correct errors. Step 3. If they fail, the full council is dissolved. And Step 4. If the institution itself actually becomes a predator, you must dissolve the whole thing. You'll liquidate the entire treasury to talent endowments, because our highest value is the willingness to destroy the weapon if it ever turns evil.
The arsenal is built. The code is written. Are you ready to take command? The future of our entire legacy is literally in your hands now. What is your first move going to be? The framework is designed, the engines are primed, and your training arc starts today. It's time to step into your story, expand human dignity, and outlast them all. I can't wait to see what you build, Heir Apparent.